you just gotta do it, even when it don't make sense. Even when you don't know what the fuck you doing, sometimes you just gotta do it, man. You gotta do it scared. You gotta do it afraid. You gotta do it alone. You gotta do it with your doubts. You gotta do it with. You gotta do it when you mess up. You gotta do it when you're embarrassed. You gotta do it when nobody believed in it. You gotta just do it. But see, the difference is that even when you're doing it in all of those different levels of your life, it's learning from those things as you continue to get better. Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z Titwell with SpeakUPZee. You are now tuned into the episode of SpeakUPZee the podcast, where we talk about all things. Let's do it again. Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z Titwell with SpeakUPZee, and you're now tuned into the episode of SpeakUPZee the podcast. We talk about all things. Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z Titwell with SpeakUPZee, and you're now tuned into the episode of SpeakUPZee the podcast, where we talk about real things with real people, everything from life to business to mental health and everything else in between. I'm very excited about this episode, man, because I just finished shooting my sports show. And I think the message that's really been on my heart is that create what makes you happy. Don't let them don't let people put limits on you. You know? I think sometimes we get so fixated on what it is that we're good at and what it is that other people have told us that we're good at, that we only focus on that. When you really got some other passions and things in your heart that you really want to do. Now, is that to say that you're gonna stop doing that main thing? No, that's not what that means. It's not saying that you're gonna lose your love for that. But I think sometimes we become so fixated on that one thing that we never chase out the other things that could possibly make us happy too. We limit ourselves. We put ourselves in this box because other people's put us there. Our own other people's opinions put us there. Other people's direction for our lives put us there. The vision that they have for us puts us there. And it's not even what makes you happy. It's not even what you want to do with your life. Shit, sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's our fear. Sometimes it's believing it won't work. Sometimes it's waiting on having the right resources and the right people and the right team. And I want to tell you something, man. Sometimes you just got to do it, even when it don't make sense. Even when you don't know what the fuck you doing. Sometimes you just got to do it, man. You got to do it scared. You got to do it afraid. You got to do it alone. You got to do it with your doubts. You got to do it with. You got to do it when you mess up. You got to do it when you're embarrassed. You got to do it when nobody believed in it. You got to just do it. But see, the difference is that even when you're doing it in all of those different levels of your life, it's learning from those things as you continue to get better. The crazy thing about it, I feel like when people try to do something they've never done before, is when you keep doing it the same way when it's clearly showing you that it's not working. Because if it's not working, then that means you're going to have a real conversation with yourself and say, okay, what am I fucking up on? What do I need to do better? What do I need to do differently? How can I improve so I can actually be successful at this thing that I claim that I want to do? And I think that's the difference for a lot of people is that they'll chase the dream, but when they keep on doing it wrong, they never want to have a real conversation with themselves and say, you know what, I'm struggling with this. I may need to ask for some help. I may need to get some courses on this. I may need to do a little research about this. I may have to continue to do trial and error until it starts to click for me. I may have to be uncomfortable and embarrassed with this until I start to get it. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And because of those fears and because of that feeling of inadequacy, because of other people's doubts, because of wanting to be comfortable or whatever it is, we stay in this place. And then you look up and all the ideas and the creativity that God put on your heart, you never do anything with it. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live walking around every day knowing that I had these amazing things that I could be doing with my life and I never do anything with them. I don't want to live that way. That sounds like a miserable life to me. I got something I could be doing that makes me happy and I'm not doing it because I'm afraid. I'm not doing it because they told me I couldn't do it. I'm not doing it because I don't know how to do it. What does that mean? At some point, man, there is somebody doing something right now. They had no idea what they was doing. It's somebody doing something right now. They still don't know what they're doing. They still figuring out who they are. They still figuring out what makes them happy. They still figuring out what brings them joy. But the difference between a lot of people is that even though they still figuring out who they are, just like you are, just even though they still figuring out what makes them happy, just like you are, even though they still figuring out how to get better at whatever it is that they're doing, just like you are, is that they keep on doing it even in the midst of all those feelings. They're not letting those feelings overtake them. And I guess the real point of my message is I'm wishing and I'm hoping that you can do the same. You know what I mean? I just wish you would do what make you happy. Cause life's too short not to. I love you, man. That's all I got for you. Peace. Hey, what's up? This is Will Z Tidwell with SpeakUPZee. And I just want to take a quick second just to thank you for tuning in to this latest episode of SpeakUPZee the podcast. And my only goal with this platform is to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you around all things life, business, and mental health, whether it's myself or me bringing on a special guest. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. We don't ask for any type of monetary gains or anything like that. The best thing you could do for us is just like and subscribe to the channel. Until next week, we'll see y'all later. Peace.